Hey, it's Maria, and welcome to the Maria Liberati Show, your weekly escape into the flavors, stories, and simple joys of the Italian lifestyle. This is where we slow down, gather around the table, and remember what really matters. So, wherever you are, in the kitchen, on a walk, or easing into your day, I'm grateful you're here. Let's begin. And my special guest today is Emmanuel Laroche. He is an author. He's also a podcast host and a marketing expert that's leaning towards food and food ingredients. And we're talking today about an interesting book that he wrote called A Taste of Madagascar. Emmanuel, welcome to the show today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. Pleasure to meet you.
So, yes, you too. So, I know you've authored some other books, which you told me. What was your inspiration for doing this book, A Taste of Madagascar?
Yeah, very good question. In fact, I had the chance to travel to the island of Madagascar in 2023 for 2022, in fact, for the first trip that was really more like a business trip where
Uh-huh.
I took three American chefs closer to the source of vanilla because
Uh-huh.
80% of the world production of vanilla beans comes from that island.
Yes.
So I discovered when I was there, so I came for vanilla and then I discovered so many other ingredients that I realized chefs around the world are using in their
Uh-huh.
kitchen,
Uh-huh.
like caviar, like pink peppercorn, like different honey type based on the biodiversity, from the
Uh-huh.
island.
Right.
That I said on my flight back, I said, "Oh, I think I might have an idea for my second book." And
Uh-huh.
I build like connections and friendship with people on the island. And I reached out
Uh-huh.
to them and I said, may I come back? I think I would like to come back on vacation,
Right.
this time to re-engage and conduct interviews and
Uh-huh.
to have the substance, and the contents to write the
Yes.
second book. So I came back in 23 and then in
Mhm.
25.
So tell us, I know it sounds like an interesting premise. So I want people to know, because I always think of books that are, have recipes in them. It's more
Mhm.
interesting if you have stories and some other things to relate recipes. And I know you were telling me that your book is not just a recipe book, right? Tell
Yes,
us a
correct.
little bit about A Taste of Madagascar, the
Yeah,
book.
thank you. Yeah, so it's not a cookbook, but
Uh-huh.
it contains, 25 recipes.
Right.
But really, the purpose of the book is to talk about each of those ingredients that I was mentioning.
Right.
So the structure of the book is around those ingredients. So there's a chapter on vanilla, a chapter on
Uh-huh.
cocoa, a chapter on honey, and so on. But
Uh-huh.
then I wanted to bring the reader with me to the island because,
Right.
it's kind of far away. It's a
Yes.
journey to get there. So
Yes.
so it's each chapter is really a travelogue about that ingredients in
Uh-huh.
the different region of Madagascar because
Uh-huh.
from here we think, okay, it's a small island, but it's the fourth largest island on the planet. And
Oh,
if you
wow.
put it on the map in the US, it's like the size of Texas. And
It is.
The idea is that there's so much biodiversity and
Uh-huh.
and as well different landscapes that I wanted the reader to discover those different landscapes because
Uh-huh.
cocoa is in two different regions, of the island. Pink
Uh-huh.
peppercorn is in the south part of the islands, which is,
Uh-huh.
it's very different from the rest. So
Uh-huh.
there's a travelogue. There is as well celebration of those individuals that are producing, those ingredients. So
Yes.
I wanted to celebrate the farmers, the beekeepers, the entrepreneurs, behind
Mm-hmm.
those ingredients,
Yes.
especially because they are giving back to the local communities. And then
Yes. Yeah.
at the end of each chapters, there is, a few recipes, uh,
Uh-huh.
that I ask chefs from the island or
Uh-huh.
from the US. I think there's a few French chefs as well, because there's a whole history between France and Madagascar, because it used to be a French
Yes.
colony.
Yes.
So they have kindly shared their recipe with me to illustrate the book.
So tell us, everybody probably knows, and I know I always love my vanilla from Madagascar, but we know vanilla is a famous ingredient from Madagascar. What other ingredients are famous for, coming from that island?
Sure. So I would say the one that is maybe the most important is the peppercorn,
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
because the first producer is Brazil, but
uh-huh,
Madagascar is the second producer in the world of pink
uh-huh,
peppercorn that
uh-huh,
could be either used in cooking
uh-huh,
or it could be used as well an extract for perfumery, like for
uh-huh,
creating fragrances.
uh-huh.
So that come from the island. But you have caviar. There's about 11 tons of caviar that is produced, in
In
Madagascar, and a
Madagascar.
part of it is, in fact, ends up in the market here in the U.S. There
Uh-huh,
is also different kind of honey. I had the chance to do a whole honey tasting, but you have mangrove honey, you have lychee honey,
uh-huh,
you have primary forest honey. So things that we are not really too much aware of,
uh-huh,
and which is unique because of the biodiversity. You have cocoa as well. It's a very
uh-huh.
small production compared
Yes.
to the large production from South America or Africa, but they have a very unique profile, and they focus on producing a high quality of cocoa beans
Mm-hmm.
that gives that kind of a red fruit and citrusy profile to the cocoa powder for producing chocolate. So
Yes.
in fact, in the US, you can look, there's some like specialty chocolate
Right.
production,
Uh-huh.
and you will see origin Madagascar. So if you look at
Oh,
the label.
really? I
Mhm.
I did not know that. So I was going to ask you, are there any recipes or dishes that are really local to Madagascar that you've included in the
Yeah,
book?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
so I have a recipe on a skewer of fish, or it could be done as well with chicken.
Uh-huh.
And the skewer itself are lemongrass, in fact, a stick
Uh-huh.
that's used as a skewer, and
Yes.
it's served with the pink peppercorn. So it's a
Oh,
very nice dish, from the island.
yes.
And then there is, some stews as well
Mm-hmm.
that are based on beef,
Mm-hmm.
that is as well a feature in the book.
Uh-huh.
And then there is, it's not really, it's, I would say, maybe an elevated version of
Right.
the beverage, but there
Uh-huh.
is a very mainstream beverage that everyone will offer you when you travel to Madagascar.
Uh-huh.
It sounds a bit basic when I'm
Uh-huh.
going to describe it to you, but the taste is really good. And
Mm-hmm.
then the mixologist has done, I dare, let's say, the mixologist create like a cocktail inspired by this beverage.
Ah.
So and the recipe of the cocktail is in the book. So this is in fact a beverage that is based on rice water. So you can think about maybe the horchata, that
Uh-huh.
people will be familiar here. But when
Yes.
they cook their rice, which is
Yes.
kind of a staple, they eat rice on the 3 meals, even from breakfast to
Oh,
dinner.
really? Uh-huh.
And so when they cook it in the pots, you always have a little bit of rice that attached in the bottom. So they
Uh-huh.
pour water after they took all the rice out. They pour water on the leftover of the rice and continue to cook it. So the
Uh-huh.
water turns a little bit like brownish caramelized.
Uh-huh.
Takes as well the taste of kind of a smoky rice note,
Yes.
and they use that and they give that to you, as a fresh drink. So
Uh-huh.
that's really the main drink that is
So do
very
they
popular.
cool that? So what, they cool that water? Is that
So
cool? How do they cool the water? Is it cool when they serve it to
no,
you?
when they serve it, I mean, they cool it later. They
They
don't
cool.
drink it warm. They can cold. But
Right.
then what they do as well is that for because they don't have a lot of income and so on, so they continue to use whatever is left, and they add sugar and
Oh,
and
wow.
kind of a milk, and they
Uh-huh.
turn that into a dessert for the children.
Oh,
kind of a rice pudding if you want.
rice pudding, yes, but it's the water
Yeah,
with sugar, rice
yeah,
water with sugar.
and then so the mixologist has done, inspired by this, in fact, dessert. He made
Yes.
like a cream cocktails with this cooked rice. In
Uh-huh.
fact, sorry, the cooked rice water.
Yes.
And he made like a very nice cocktail. I was trying to find the recipe, but of course, when I'm trying to find something,
Right, you're trying it. Yes.
that's how
That's
it
the way
happens.
it always happens.
But
Yes.
yeah, so but that's recipes in the book,
Uh-huh.
and I can show you here. This is the recipe of that skewer that I
Oh,
was
the
telling you about
lemongrass fish
with
skewers with
the lemongrass,
kamawa zest. Oh, yes. That looks
and
delicious.
that is super easy to make.
Uh-huh.
So that's really cool, and I'm trying to see if I can have. But while I'm looking, we can continue our conversation.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I found
So,
it, of course. So
there
here we
you
go.
go. Yes. Oh, that's really interesting. So that is the rice water
Yeah.
drink.
So it's a
Wow.
rice water with
Uh-huh.
rum and
Uh-huh.
so the rice infusion, sugar cane, and
Uh-huh.
a little bit of cream, in
Oh,
there. So
sounds yummy. That sounds really yummy. So, can you tell us before we go a little bit about the island? I know a lot of people have not been there. Is it like really touristy or hasn't gotten that way yet? Thank goodness.
no, I mean
Oh,
there's
that's
part
good.
that are where there is a lot of infrastructure, in the capital called Antananarivo.
Uh-huh.
So you can find, very nice hotels um, and then you have as well some other places, in the Indian Ocean on the coast or the Mozambique Channel
Uh-huh.
on the west side of the island,
Uh-huh.
where you find very nice as well, like hotels.
Uh-huh.
There is an island. There's two islands, in fact, on the west side and as well on the east side.
Uh-huh.
Uh, where there's a lot of people going there for diving,
Uh-huh.
as well. But
Hmm.
otherwise, this is, you cannot say that as a tourist, like in other places, you can go and rent a car and then here you go.
Yes.
Usually you have to go with like a driver
Uh-huh.
that will know its way around
Hmm.
and to make sure that, everything is safe. So.
Uh-huh. Oh,
And then
that's
some of the roads are very basic. So
very
yeah, there's a lot
basic.
of dirt roads still.
Oh,
So
there are.
yeah, so you are, I would say, it's not about mileage. You don't
Uh-huh.
say, hey, it's going to be, 30 miles. You say it's going to take me an hour and a half or 2 hours
Uh-huh.
or half
Right.
a day, to get there. In fact,
Yes.
for one of my section of the trip that I took on the south part of the island to go
Uh-huh.
from the west coast to the east coast, it took me 30 hours
Oh
nonstop
my,
without sleep.
wow. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
So what would
adventure.
be, I think you might have said this already, but tell us what would be a town for people to visit that's set up for tourists? Did
Like the
you
capital, Antananarivo. So
Antananarivo?
Antananarivo,
Narivo. Okay.
it's a very good one.
Uh-huh.
If you go as well in the south called Fort Dauphin,
Uh-huh.
which is on the south,
Uh-huh.
sorry, east side of the islands on the Indian Ocean.
Uh-huh.
They are very, very nice hotel as well.
Uh-huh.
The landscape is amazing. There is a chain of mountains, not too far in the
Uh-huh.
background of
Uh-huh.
that town, which is really on the shore.
Uh-huh.
So it's really gorgeous.
Oh, sounds like it.
And
Sounds beautiful.
there's an island as well on the north west side of the country called Nosy Bay,
Uh-huh.
and which is very famous because they have plantation of ylang ylang, which is
Hmm.
one of the key ingredients for fragrance
Uh-huh.
creation,
Oh.
and it's very touristic. So you have even direct flight to Nosy Bay from I want to say Italy and
Uh-huh.
Germany, probably.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
Hmm.
Because
Wow.
otherwise, for me, I live near New York, so
Uh-huh.
I flew New York to Antananarivo, which is
Hmm.
8 hours, and then
Okay.
sorry, New York to Paris, and
Uh-huh.
then Paris to Antananarivo, which is 10-hour flight.
Oh,
So,
10 hours.
So
So
it's
eight
18
hours
hours
like
plus
to
like
yes.
the in between.
Yes, yes. So it's another what, 2 hours from Paris to Madagascar, to
No,
Antigua.
10 hours, 10.
Oh, it's 10 hours from
Yes.
Paris
So
to
it's 8 hours
Madagascar
from New York
to
to Paris,
Paris.
or
Right,
7 hours.
right.
You have usually 2 hours if you have
Exactly.
like a short connection, or you sleep in Paris and then you take the
Yes,
flight the next day. And it's a
yes.
10-hour flight to
10-hour
Paris,
flight
from
to
Paris to
Madagascar.
Antananarivo. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Same
wow.
same way you go from New York to Honolulu, for instance. So that's the same
Yes,
distance.
yes. It's far too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that's great. Well, it sounds like a beautiful island, and the book sounds like it also has lots of delicious foods that
Yeah. And
people
then you
can.
can you can meet those little lemurs,
Oh,
that are
wow.
super
Lemurs are
nice.
there too. Yes.
Yeah, they have
Really?
9 or 10 different species of lemurs.
Do
So
they
that's a picture
really?
that I have taken. So you can really,
Yes.
see them. And
Yes.
I had lemurs spending time on my shoulders, and
Oh my goodness.
yeah, yeah,
So
even
they
in the
run free.
wild, not
Yes.
in
Yes.
but yeah,
Yes.
they
Yes.
are
In the
really cute.
wild. Oh, wow. Oh, they're adorable. Yes. So people can, with your book, people, well, they can either visit Madagascar or they can have a little staycation at their own house,
Yes.
creating some of the recipes that you're giving
And
and
then
reading
look at
the
the
travel
pictures, and
log.
there is even what I did, because I always like people being engaged and so on. So I made a soundtrack on Spotify, and I put a QR code at the end here of the book,
Ah, there you
and
go.
people can listen to music from Madagascar. What I did is, at each person that I met in Madagascar, I asked
Uh,
them to give me their 5 favorite songs, from
oh,
Madagascar, and I created
yes.
the Spotify list when I was there, and so people now can listen to
Oh,
music
that's a
from
great
Madagascar.
idea. That's a
So,
wonderful idea.
yeah.
Very good. Yeah, so people can even listen to the music while they're eating some of the recipes they can create from your
Yeah,
book
and
as well.
looking at the landscape. So here are very famous, which is the baobab tree, which is a tree of
Uh-huh.
life, which is
Yes.
the cover
Oh,
of the book
yes,
as
you have
well,
that on the cover
and
too.
which is one part of the island, and it's really magical. I had the
Uh-huh.
chance to go there and walk this alley of baobab tree, almost on
Uh-huh.
my own. And
Yeah.
they are super tall. So you
Uh-huh.
feel like very, very small.
Yes,
And
yes.
those trees have been there for centuries. So it's really impressive, I have to
Oh,
say, in
wow.
the
Oh, wow.
silence of the environment. So,
Yes, that's great. That's
yeah.
great. So we're almost out of time. So tell people
Sure.
where they can find the book.
Yeah, so they can find a book in first, like in all the places they order books online.
Uh-huh.
They can have more information about the book, because I have a website called atasteofmadagascar.com.
Okay.
Or on my podcast website as well, I have a page for that. So it's
Uh-huh.
flavorsunknown.com. And then
Okay.
otherwise, if, I always like to support like local, bookstore. So the book
Yes.
is on the database for all the bookstore around the country. So
Okay.
even they don't have it on the shelf, they can
Mhm.
they can easily order
They
it.
can order it. Yes, that's wonderful. Great. All right. Well, that's wonderful. So it's A Taste of Madagascar by Emmanuel Laroche, and we'll put that up on the website, the blog for the marialiberati show.com once this episode airs. Thank you so much for being here. Really interesting book, and hopefully we'll have you back in the near future. I'm sure you've got another book up your sleeve already, right? I'm
Yes,
sure you do.
correct. Yeah, that would be a
I
novel this time, but
Oh,
yes.
a novel. Okay. All right. I
Still in
I
the food
assume.
still in the food space, but it will be a murder mystery in the restaurant space. So yeah.
Ah, sounds very interesting. Well, we'll look forward to
Yeah.
hearing more about that. Great.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
Emmanuel,
you
for
very
being.
much for having me. I really
You're
appreciate it.
you're very welcome. It's a pleasure. Thank you. And my special guest today is Greg Pellerito. He's a writer, director, producer, and he just was involved with a film that he's the writer director on called Moments of Youth. Well, he'll tell us about the famous people that are in the film, but it sounds like a really great film. Greg, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having Maria. It's a pleasure to be here with you, and I'm excited to talk about the film and all
Yes,
about the inspiration behind it and where everything's at now, all the exciting
yes,
stuff going on.
exactly. So I guess I'll start with that. So what was your inspiration for this film? And maybe you could tell us like a quick little
Sure.
synopsis about it. So yes.
Sure. So Moments of Youth takes place the night before a senior class in high school graduates.
Uh-huh.
And every year, this particular school has an enormous scavenger hunt. And this year's the biggest prize in the history of the school. So throughout the course of the night, they do a bunch of really fun and funny and adventurous type tasks relating to the scavenger hunt.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and the prize, like I said, is the biggest one in the history of the school. So the main characters are kind of split into two teams, and we follow them throughout the course of the night.
Right.
But throughout the first two-thirds of the film, we're really getting to know the characters and what kind of got them to this point, what their dreams
Uh-huh.
and aspirations are. But also, there's sort of an underlying sort of current of something much more serious going on, and that
Uh-huh.
is there was a traumatic event that happened at this school, and to this group of friends 2 years prior.
Uh-huh.
And at the about the two-third mark, we reveal what that was. And
Uh-huh.
this night sort of serves as this group of friends' way of moving forward. They learn that even though the night started out trying to win a ton of money, it serves as anything but that.
Uh,
And, it's got a very nice and uplifting ending. So yeah, that's the plot.
that's so what was your, I guess, your inspiration for so you wrote this film, right?
Yep.
You wrote
Yep.
this?
I did. I wrote it and I directed it. Also one of the producers, and I actually play a small role, a very small role.
Oh, uh-huh.
Um, yeah, so my inspiration, I would say, is mostly the films that I've always loved, which are the classic teen films going all the way back
Uh-huh.
to the 80s with John Hughes and Ferris
Oh
Bueller's Day
yeah.
Off and Breakfast
Uh-huh.
Club and then into the 90s with American Pie and Can't
Uh-huh.
Hardly Wait and Varsity Blues, all the classics. And I also always loved films that take place in one day, so I thought it would be
Uh-huh.
a really kind of fun way to tell this story, uh, basically set on the night before graduation, but with a really sort of adventurous event happening, which is the scavenger hunt, which we then
Right.
build the whole story around.
Uh-huh.
And then sort of the more and more I got into writing,
Uh-huh.
the more and more I really wanted to say something much more profound. And
Uh-huh.
and looking at the landscape of high school and middle school and college, this is sort of an enormous, not sort of, it is an enormous issue that really hasn't been touched upon much in
Uh-huh.
film or television. And I felt it was really important that if I was going to make a film about today,
Uh-huh.
that I should, make it a very central part of the film.
Uh-huh.
And it's became a way almost like I felt a responsibility to include it. And
Yeah.
it's really the movie, from a really hopeful standpoint in terms of all the fun and adventure side, but also this deeper component. It's
Uh-huh.
really resonated around the world, and I'm incredibly proud of that part of it all, for
That's
sure.
great. So it sounds like there's a message to the film also. It's a fun film, but message,
Yep.
which is always great, a great
Yeah.
thing to have. Yes,
Yep.
definitely. So tell us about the film. When was it released?
So we released on Amazon on January 23rd, also on several other uh, platforms like Fandango at home, Verizon Fios, and then it that was in the United States and the UK, and then we went
Uh-huh.
worldwide in March.
Uh-huh.
Prior to that, we were on the festival circuit for several
Uh-huh.
months. We've been in 35 festivals and we won 40
Wow.
awards so far.
Uh-huh.
40 awards, uh, several different ones: best picture, best director, best screenplay, best
Wow.
ensemble, best editing,
Uh-huh.
a lot of different ones,
Yes.
which we're really proud of. And in many different countries, as you can see behind me, there's a couple back there,
Yes.
a
Wow.
lot in Europe, some in India, all
Uh-huh.
over. I think that was what I've been one of the things I've been the most proud of is because it's an American, high school film, the
Right.
way it's kind of been received all around the
All
world.
the world.
And that's kind of been one of the things that I've really, really, really been proud of.
Oh, definitely. Yes. So I know you said it got an ensemble award. So tell us the ensemble of people that you have. You have some famous people in there.
Sure, yeah. So we have the brilliant Sherry O'Terry is plays Mrs. Papadopoulos, who is one of the main characters, one of the younger kids' mothers,
Others.
and she's got a very thick Greek accent in the film.
Uh-huh.
and she's married to Coach Papadopoulos, who was the coach of the football team, played by Gary Pastor, who also has a very thick Greek accent. The two of them were both, their chemistry together was fantastic, and by them, by
Imagine.
themselves was
Uh-huh.
brilliant. And then we have John Farley, who is the brother of the late great Chris Farley
Yeah.
from
Uh-huh.
Saturday Night Live, and
Yes.
John is fantastic in the movie. He plays
Uh-huh.
the really lovable, kind of goofy principal of the high school.
Uh-huh.
And he's fantastic in the film. And then we have
Uh-huh.
Betsy Beitler, who plays John's wife. Betsy's had a really great career in a lot of in film and television. And she plays a very, very fun role, who is Darcy Crenshaw, who's the principal's wife, and
Uh-huh.
she kind of pops up. She kind of pops up all over the place throughout the course of the movie in a lot of different scenarios. Very funny.
Yes. Oh, wow. Sounds like definitely a
Yeah,
great cast. So,
yeah.
what are your plans for the future for the film? Is it still going on to other film festivals and things?
Yeah, we'll probably still be in a couple more festivals, but
Uh-huh.
given the success of the digital release, the
Right.
film's actually now enjoying and starting a theatrical run, which I'm really, really excited about. We had two
Uh-huh.
screenings in Oregon, which
Uh-huh.
we did a Q&A virtually with myself and a bunch of the cast, and
Uh-huh.
John Farley was on, and Lauren Francesco, one of our actors,
Uh-huh.
and Andrew Burdett, and a lot of our creative team.
Uh-huh.
And then we're screening this week on Friday and Saturday in right outside of Boston, which I'm going to be attending and doing a Q&A afterwards.
Uh-huh.
And then we also have two more coming up that we know of, and then some more in the works. But the Alex Theater just outside of LA, which recently reopened to screen films, particularly this 70 millimeter. They just put in a projector to screen
Uh-huh.
the Odyssey, and it has just one screen in the theater, and
Uh-huh.
it's 1,300 screens, and they're screening pretty much only the Odyssey for the next couple weeks, and then they're screening our film, which is
Oh,
something I'm
wow.
really, really proud of. Yeah,
Definitely.
and then in October we're screening in Nova Scotia as well. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, and then it's available all across the world digitally.
Wow. So that's what I was just going to ask you. Where can people
Yep,
find it? They want to
sure.
see Moments of Youth. So
Y-
is this the first film that you've written, directed, produced? It is
it's the first feature film
a feature
I've
film.
written and directed. It's not the first one
Yeah.
I've wrote. I've written
Uh-huh.
many, probably about
Uh-huh.
13, I think 13 screenplays.
Right.
Uh, I wrote and directed shorts and music videos,
Um,
television, a lot of other things, but this is my first feature.
the
Yeah.
first feature.
Yep.
Wow. But you've had so much success with that. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
It's been an incredible ride. It really has. And
Uh-huh.
I'm so thankful to people like yourself who allow me to come on and talk about the film to an audience that I wouldn't otherwise, might not reach. And
Exactly.
so I've been doing sort of this interview junket, so to speak, and
Yes.
getting the chance to get the word out. And I'm just so grateful that shows like yours allow me to come on and talk about the movie.
Oh, yes. Well, it sounds like definitely a project that's worthwhile to let everybody, know about, and hopefully, the audience will search it out and get the film. So, and they can find it online. Just look up Moments of Youth.
Yeah, so in the US, you can watch it on Amazon and Tubi, and also available in Canada and Australia on Tubi.
Okay.
The whole UK, it's available. United Kingdom, it's available on Amazon, and then the whole rest of the world, it's Plex and YouTube. You can find it right on both of those platforms, and then many other places, like I said, Fandango and pretty much every major cable provider. You can watch it on demand, rent it on demand on Cox, Xfinity, all the major ones. So yeah, pretty much anywhere you are, you can find it to watch
They
today.
can find the film. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Do you have any plans, or I know it's a lot of work doing that, going to film festivals. Is
Yeah.
there like a version two or an upcoming? Did you plan on that
Uh,
since this has been so
y-
successful?
I've thought about potentially doing a sequel at some point, but it looks
Right,
like my
that's what I
next
meant.
film, yeah,
Uh-huh.
my next film's going to be something different though. It's going to be called The Final Score.
Uh-huh.
It's about a star hockey player who gets hurt uh, his last game of high school,
Uh-huh.
and he was always secretly a really great musician, but didn't tell anyone.
Uh-huh.
So he goes back to school, and a professor hears him playing the piano and convinces him to change his major to music. So the
Uh-huh.
film is his transition from athlete to musician, and it
Musician.
has a really interesting love triangle involved in it, and a love story
Yeah.
with a really uplifting ending too.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, we'll look forward
Thanks.
to hopefully hearing about that too in the
Sure,
future. Stay in touch, definitely. All right,
sure.
so the film is called Moments of Youth, and people can
Yep.
just search that out in all those places. And I will, when this airs, we'll put it on the blog, the marialiberati.show.com, some of those
Okay, great.
places that you mentioned, so
Sure.
people can check it out. That's great. Much success with that and your upcoming other project also. Hope to hear from you in the near future.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. And also, we also have a TV series called Everyone Has Their Price that's going to be coming out in the next couple months too.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
hidden camera game show that we just locked a deal for. Very fun kind of
Is it
reality
kind of like
TV.
a candid camera-ish
Yeah.
sort of?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's
That's
like
what
candid.
I would guess from that title.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's like candid camera, but with money involved with prizes. Yeah. Exactly
Oh,
like
wow.
candid camera. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
like very similar. Kind of I would say kind of like candid camera meets Punked.
there you go. Oh,
If you remember
yes. So
Punked. Yeah.
people can look that, yes, people can
Yeah.
look that up on YouTube, did you say? Will that be on YouTube?
It's going to be releasing for streaming in the next couple months. Not available yet.
Oh,
We're just
okay.
we locked the deal. Now we're getting ready to release it. So
Exactly. So people,
I'll be sure to keep you in the loop of where it can
yes,
be where it can
definitely
go.
keep us in the loop for that. That sounds like a really fun project.
Thank
Great.
you. Yeah, it's right
Oh,
behind me there. That's the logo back there.
oh, yes, I see
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, much success with everything. And thank you so
Thank you.
much for coming on and look forward to
Oh, my
hearing from
pleasure.
you in the near future on all these projects. Thanks for listening to the Maria Liberati Show. And thanks, as always, to my producer, Britton Roselle. And for my last roundup of the best of the summer products for the summer guide for 2026, I have on Etsy, there's a great shop called Custom Gifts Bring Joy. And oh, I love these three products. It's a girls' trip tumbler, cabana striped social club. It's a great tumbler and you can personalize it. These two are my absolute favorites. I didn't get to go to Amalfi this summer, but I felt like I did because they have two beautiful Amalfi travel totes. One is an Amalfi travel tote. The other one is the Limoncello Amalfi tote. So you'll definitely want to check them out. And Infinity X have these wonderful under cabinet lights that are so easy to install in your kitchen. And Jealous Helen makes these great products for your hair. You'll love the title too, Jealous Helen. Scalp Serum is a really great serum for your hair. And Titan Body Training, it's an EMS system. And it's for, if you travel or if you just don't have time to go to the gym, you can check out this Titan Body. It's unbelievable. It's a great way to train your muscles. And those are my, I believe, last products for this summer. I will be doing a back to school summer guide shortly, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining me for these inspiring conversations with Greg Pellerito and Emmanuel Laroche. Greg's film Moments of Youth reminds us how powerful it is to capture the fleeting beauty of growing up, while Emmanuel's Taste of Madagascar brings us into a world of flavor, memory, and cultural storytelling. I hope today's episode gave you something meaningful to savor, a new perspective, a spark of creativity, or simply a moment of connection. Until next time, keep celebrating good stories, good food,
and the art of living well. And as always, you can find me at marialiberati.com, at the marialiberattishow.com, at artoflivingprimamedia.com, on Facebook at Chef Maria Liberati, on Instagram at Maria Liberati, on Pinterest at Maria Liberati, on Twitter or X at Maria Liberati, on Vimeo at Maria Liberati. Our YouTube channel is The Maria Liberati Show. And you can find my Gourmand World award-winning book series, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, on Amazon and Kindle, where you can also find audio versions of the books. And let's see, you can also find them on barnesandnoble.com and at the publisher's website, artoflivingprimamedia.com, and really anywhere books are sold. Until next time, peace, love, and pasta. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I love these moments we get to share, slowing down, savoring a story, and finding beauty in the simple things that make life feel full. If today's conversation inspired you, comforted you, or gave you something to think about, pass it along to someone who might need that same feeling. And until next time, keep savoring the small moments, keep nourishing your life with good food and good stories, and keep embracing the art of living well. And please subscribe. I'll see you soon.